Ashley has been a realtor since 2015. I actually got to meet Ashley. When do you think, Ashley? Like 3 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was when I first joined EX. Yeah, probably about 3 years.
Yeah, three and a half, something like that. Yeah. And Ashley just kind of has this like energy around her that you're going to have a fun time if you're around Ashley, but she does a lot of business, a great mom, great realtor. She's continually at the top of agents for volume in her area. Ashley started a team here in 2020, and that team, with her leadership, has propelled into a top producing team in the Hampton Roads in Virginia. Ashley, take it away, talking about working by referral. We are honored to have you, and you can share slides if you want to, no problem.
So we actually switched it up a little bit today. Normally I share 5 strategies to be a successful realtor. Since this particular session is on growing your business by referral, we decided to flip a little, take some slides out, add a few slides. So bear with me if I get a little sideways in talking about this. I'm very informal. So if you have a question, just holler it out so that I can expand upon it. I did drink a lot of coffee this morning, so I'm trying to stay very focused. So Stacy was right. I became a realtor in 2000. At the very end of 2015, I really got going in 2016. I was at KW. Started out on a team. It wasn't a traditional team standing, but nevertheless, it gave me a really good foundation in real estate. Lee Barefoot, she's a local agent that I call her my mama in real estate. So she taught me everything I knew. She is a very much a strong Buffini agent. So obviously my foundation is built in working by referral. I took that and I kind of made it my own. I no longer subscribe to the Buffini model, but a lot of my foundation in the business that we run is based on the Buffini model. So you'll see as we go throughout. Obviously, you see my sales volume. When actually a few months before I left KW to join EXP, I started a team. And so you can see the team started in 2020 when we came to EXP, and we've grown year over year. We are on track to hit our goal come hell or high water. We're going to make it happen this year. We're very close to 40 million in sales. We have, I have 3 buyers agents and then myself currently, and we are rocking and rolling. It was in my previous slide, so forgive me, but in 2018 is when I created leverage for myself, and Becky that you saw just came in here to help me because I can be a hot mess sometimes. And she started 2018, and that really changed the whole trajectory of my business because I created leverage by hiring somebody scary, hiring an admin and figuring out how am I going to pay for myself and also pay for somebody else's family and sell real estate. So in 2018, obviously I did that, and the rest is history. We've really just skyrocketed every year since. I actually started, so this is another thing to know about me so you can kind of understand. I started in sales in 2010 in a direct sales company. So my husband had just gotten out of the Army, and we had 3 babies and we were barely making it. And actually a red power bill came, and I was like, how the hell are we going to like keep the power on? I can't afford 3 kids in daycare. I got to figure out how to make this work. My husband's already working 7 days a week, 12-hour days. So that's when I started doing 31 Gifts. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's a bag company, faith-based. It's amazing. I rose up to the level of a senior director. I had agents all across the country, and I quickly realized that I was the cheerleader, right? And I was cheering all these agents on, or excuse me, the consultants on, and I was only making so much money. And obviously I have 3 daughters, 3 weddings, 3 colleges. So that's what propelled me into real estate. But the cool thing with the direct sales is I already had a sphere. I already had a fan club of people that knew me. One smart thing that I did that I didn't realize helped me in real estate, every time I would go to a home party, we presented bags. And the idea is, cool, I'm going to sell the bags here, but I want somebody else at this party to book a party so that my business can keep growing. That's the premise of direct sales. And every time I was at a party, I added people on social media. So every person was there, I friended them on social media, not knowing how that little seed would impact the rest of my life, right? So adding them on social media, I probably have 2,000 friends or something on my Facebook that I have maybe met for 15 minutes at a 31 party. And from those friends, a lot of them now support me in real estate, and I really don't even know them. So adding people on social media, key tip, it's not in the slides anywhere. You need to make sure you're adding everybody, even if they're just an acquaintance, because you grow a relationship, whether you like it or know it, on social media. How many times do you guys see those slides where it's like, oh my God, little Johnny's going away to college. You've never met this person or you know them from high school, but you feel so invested in their kids' lives because you've grown and you build a relationship through social media, right? So okay, now we're going to flip to, I had another slide that was after, now we're going to talk about consistency. So one thing I find, people often think that when you work by referral, you don't have to be as strict with your schedule as if you were cold calling all day long. You know, teams that come in, I don't know because I've never done it, but if you come in every morning and you have your Zillow leads or your internet leads and you're dialing for dollars, right? And you're just, your callers going and you're calling people, you have consistency there, right? So in the dialing, you show up every day and you know you got to call 100 people to find your 5 yeses and appointments or whatever. When you work by referral, it doesn't look as easy pace. Like it's not as easy to track that, right? So you find that you often come up and you are showing up at the office or your desk, wherever your desk might be, and you're like, what do I even do today? Well, relationships take consistency, just like cold calling takes consistency. So I wake up, actually this morning, I did not feel like getting up and coming to the office today. I was really dragging. And I said to myself, you know what? You're unemployed. You don't have a job and you got bills to pay. So get the hell up. Right. So here I am. It was a very long weekend of working by referral. So you show up like it's a storefront every day. You're at the office. Real estate works in 90-day cycles, right? So when you're doing something, you can get, we just hired a new agent, right? And she's 30 days in. I said, next time we do our one-on-one, we do it monthly, you're going to feel down and out because that 60-day mark, it sucks, right? Because everything you're doing, you've been doing it good for 30 days, the excitement starts to wear out. At the 60-day mark is when you got to push even harder because the reward comes in 90 days, right? So even though you want to give up and you're thinking nobody's returning my calls, I've reached out to every person I know, what do I do, right? You keep going, even when you don't want to go. You say yes to events, you keep yourself building and growing. Give yourself grace because some days you just can't keep going. 70% consistency is still going to win the race. So keep going. I can't see my whole screen, so I don't know what it says after that. Don't let fear control you. That is true because so often we don't say yes to things and we don't allow ourselves to be in front of our spirit because we're scared and we think that they're going to reject us, but they won't, I promise. All right. So this is the core bulk of the information, right? We're going to build our fan club. Working by referral, you have to have a CRM. Your CRM is your everything, right? How do I build a CRM? It's hard because I'm used to interacting with people. I'm not doing it on Zoom. So here, I mean, do you guys have a CRM you use? We get KV Core, obviously, as an EXP agent. Some people have a Follow-Up Boss. Some people have Buffini, whatever. You need to have a CRM, no matter if you are cold calling or you're working by referral. When you have your CRM, you need to build it out when you're working by referral. And I always say, I have agents that come on the team. They're like, I don't even know how to grow myself. I don't know how to I don't know a lot of people. I just moved here. Well, you can quickly figure out people by building your Franks list. What's your Franks list? Friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, spouses. So what you want to do is write Franks at the top of your sheet of paper. You put like 5 to 10 slots under each category. Now, don't get discouraged. Some categories might have more people in there. Say you don't have a spouse, you might, or kids, you might have more people under the friends and relatives. But the goal is to get to at least a list of 50. Now, don't limit yourself. That's one thing I did wrong when I first started. Because I was working by Buffini, your box, you know, you only get like 50 note cards. So I had to keep my CRM or your 50 newsletters. So I had to keep my CRM at the 50 mark, right? Don't limit yourself. Throw them all in there. But the secret is you do not want to just throw them on there and then start blasting with marketing material and then be like, what the heck is going on? I already have a realtor. Your money is valuable. Just because everybody thinks working by referral isn't as expensive. No, in reality it is if you're doing it right. And you need to look at every person. I know that doesn't seem authentic, but when you're thinking about it from a business perspective, you need to look at every head, every person in that Franks list as a dollar sign. And if you are going to pay and market to them, you need to make sure that they want to be there. So when you add them to your Franks list, your CRM, you're calling them and you're reaching out. Hey, do you want to be a part of the Horak Realty Group family? Oh, what is that? Oh, well, it's really fun. It's kind of like our fan club. If you're out and about and you know anybody looking for a realtor, you're willing to share my name. You get to come to all of our fun events. So you basically are explaining, I'm not the type of person that's going to spam you, but I'm just basically going to love on you throughout the year. At the point where they say, you know, Ashley, I really love you, but this girl, Jamie, she's my realtor. I've had her for 20 years. That's wonderful. I'm so excited for you. I will still continue to love on you on a personal level. I just will keep you separate. It's better to know that information up front, because you can quickly feel discouraged if they don't respond to you. Then you start to wonder, what am I doing wrong? Did I upset them? And in reality, they already have a realtor, so they're not responding to you on a business level, right? So you have to talk to these people before you add them to your CRM. So we rank them. So Buffini obviously has I don't know if you guys know, but A plus, A, B, C ranking. And so they're ranked based upon their level of that they contribute to your fan club. KV Core, we use KV Core on our team, does not have an A plus, A, B, or whatever. It has a star ranking. So we rank them 5 stars, are anybody who has sent us a referral that year. There are VIPs, they get special treatment. That means, you know, Susie gave me Jamie, so Susie becomes a 5-star. Anybody who's close business with us is a 4-star, or people that haven't necessarily given us a name, but they're always giving us shout outs on social media, or just engaging with us, anything in our real estate. 3 stars are people that we're trying to grow into the 4-star or the 5-star. They're kind of like the new ones. They said they want to be a part of the fan club, but they haven't really done anything for you yet. And 2 stars are people that you're just basically doing free marketing to, hence like emails, things like that. The goal with the ranking is your CRM is a living organism. So you have to constantly be touching that living organism for it. You have to feed it. You have to constantly feed it for it to grow, right? So every day we're in our CRM. That's our number one workforce, because we have to be in there touching the people and knowing. So the star level is going to shift based upon where they are. Like if you see Jenny has now shared another realtor her social media and she was a 4-star, we should maybe shift her down to a 3-star, because she obviously has a different relationship with somebody she's working with, and you don't want to waste your marketing dollars on Jenny if she's supporting another realtor, right? It's hard if you're like me. I'm a woman in business, and as much as I try not to say it, I get my feelings hurt sometimes, because you're loving on these people and they don't reciprocate, right? So it is hard, but the more that you work on it, you start to realize it's not personal. They're just telling you, I want to be your friend, but I don't want to be your business acquaintance. They don't want to be your fan club. And so you just kind of shift accordingly. Now 2 stars and 1 stars, we probably don't have anybody labeled as a 1-star in our organization. Like an open house lead might start as a 2-star because we want them to get our digital marketing, but we're not obviously going to be bringing them Popeyes to their house. So this is one thing my mom in real estate taught me, is you don't realize how quickly you forget about people. So you think, oh, it's okay, I can manage these people. Well, somehow over the course of the year, we now have on our team like 800 3, 4s, and 5 stars. There's no way to keep up with that unless you are in your CRM, feeding in and working on it every day, right? We have, 3,000 people in our CRM, but we're not like sending them Popeyes and things. Those are the ones that are getting more digital marketing. So you have to be really, whatever your lead gen preference, that's how you're going to rank them. So you just kind of need to decide where your dollars are going to be spent. Obviously 5 stars are going to get the top dollar things that you get. Manage them. I promise you, you will forget. You will forget. I mean, she told me, you won't forget, she said, you'll forget if you have like an appointment or you have somebody who said they want to buy a house. I was like, no way in hell I'm ever going to forget somebody who wants to buy a house. I have. It happens. I don't know. It just, as you grow, you get distracted. And then obviously ranking's fluid. It will change as you go. So you want your fan club to be so big that they're willing to like rant and rave about you. One thing that I take pride in, any of our local community 401 pages, we 90% of the time are the most referred people in there. It's because I work with my fan club. I tell them how to support me. Every time somebody goes into like, say, your local community 401 page, somebody says, who knows a local realtor? Bless their hearts, because they're getting ready to get a ton of recommendations. But And we have friends, obviously, you can see, that have gone in and said, Ashley Horak's the best. Ashley Horak's the best. Horak really, you gotta call him, you gotta call him. We send them a postcard that says, thank you so much for sharing my name. So what does that do? That teaches them that now every time they see somebody wanting a realtor, they're going to comment. That doesn't, it costs us like what, 30, I don't even know how much a postage stamp is, but like 30 cents for a postcard stamp, right? And we're mailing out to all these people because we're teaching them how to support us. The average consumer says, yes, I want to be in your fan club, but they don't know what that actually means. You have to teach them. You have to show them how to love on you. So social media, I really think how this grew is organically, grassroots. We were strategic about who we put in our fan club. We wanted people that we knew that were going to be outgoing enough to comment on social media posts or be at a work function, and be willing to say it. Now, probably when I first started and grew my Franks list, I knew about 80% of them were never going to buy or sell a house. I find so often when with me anytime soon, I find so often people create their Franks list based upon who do I know that's going to buy or sell soon. That's not what you're looking for to put in there. You're looking for people that are outgoing, people that are connected, the PTA mom, the if you're we're in coastal Virginia, so we have lots of military bases by us, but like the head of like a certain battalion for military, right? Like you want people that are going to social events constantly. You really don't want somebody who sits in their house and goes to work and comes home and doesn't interact with other people. And again, part of that being fluid is you might put them in there thinking they're going to be good and then they're not, and then you just shift them down, right? So that's one thing we do. We send out the postcards for every time they get, and we're teaching them. Another thing we do every time somebody sends us a name of, like this morning, I had somebody say, hey, Ashley, I gave Steven your name. He's looking to buy and sell. Of course, I texted him back, said, thank you so much for thinking of me. Now our follow-up is we're sending him a Crumble gift card saying, it was so sweet of you to think of me. Here's a sweet treat on me. It's $5, it's $10, whatever the cheap little thing is, but that has to go out structured system every single time, because again, we're teaching them how to do it. We can't just say, yeah, you want to be in my CRM and support me in business and not tell them how to support you. They just don't know. I mean, they've never worked in sales. They don't, half the time people don't even understand how real estate works, right? Because they want to work with 5 realtors at one time, right? We have to teach them. Name recognition is huge. So we actually, this is probably one of the reasons why I was exhausted. This community events right here on the left-hand side, that was us this weekend. We decided probably about a month ago. I live in Yorktown, Virginia. That's probably where the bulk of my sphere is. I have our buyers agents are all over the area, but Yorktown is really where I'm very well connected. And they had a wine festival this weekend. So we bought a booth, we sponsored a booth. I think it was like $1,000. Seems like a lot of money, right? But we had, I mean, our booth was hopping and we weren't even giving out wine. What we were giving out was, you see those weird looking things hanging around our arms? Those are wine glass slings. So Becky, the lady who just came in and helped me with my screen, we were sitting there about a month ago and we invested it in to be a sponsor and said, okay, we got to have something that brings people into our booths. This is how you should be thinking about every aspect of your business. We need somebody that's going to come to our booth at a wine festival. Who's going to come to a booth that isn't serving wine? Not very many people. So we need something that draws people in. Well, when you're talking that grand of an event, you can't be spending $10 on each giveaway. 90% of everything you're going to give there is going to end up in the trash, right? So for me, again, remember y'all, I was a poor Army wife. I don't like to spend money unless it makes me money. So we strategized. We thought, well, wine bottle opener, that's great. We can put our logo on it. But what ends up happening with that? People put it in their pocket, right? Doesn't do us any good. They come grab it and then we don't see them again. So we came up with these wine glass holders. So I don't know, you probably can't tell in this picture, but the people who, when they came into the event, they got a wine glass to taste all the different booths. The wine glass fits into that thing hanging around our neck and you can walk around hands-free. All around that lanyard, it shows Horak Realty Group. There's a QR code that leads us back to our page. It has our phone numbers in there. I'm telling y'all, we looked around that wine fest at one point. We gave them away for free, right? People, our booth was popping. I mean, people couldn't wait to come get this dorky ass wine thing that hangs around their neck, right? We spent, they were a little pricey. I about had a heart attack when I heard how much I think they were like, for 500 of them, we spent $1,500, right? But for being in a small knit community, I mean, it's not really small, but a bigger community that we have, every person that took a selfie at that wine event, guess what? Horak Realty Group was around their neck. So that the marketing for that was huge, and that everybody wanted to come talk to us. So then we also had a draw in and got a bunch of leads sent back to our KV Core. This morning alone, we have a $1.4 million listing appointment from it. And all over social media, people I don't even know has Horak Realty Group hanging around their neck. So it was well worth the $1,500. So getting out into your community is another one. Obviously, that had nothing to do with our Franks list. That wasn't a Popeye. That was just name recognition. So that's another element of working by referral. I want to be known as Horak Realty Group is the go-to name in my community. How do I do that? The social media, anytime somebody posts in New York County 401, it's Horak Realty Group, Horak Realty Group, Horak, it was a constant, right? So then we start to have name recognition. That isn't enough. You have to get out into the community. You have to say yes to events like this. Now, I do have various opinions on sponsoring softball teams and baseball teams and different things. It can be a waste of money. So when you work by referral, Stacy, how long do I have on this? Do I need to hurry up? Like, how many minutes do I have?
We've got 15 left.
Okay, I'm gonna hurry up. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind, everybody, once you're becoming successful, everybody wants you to sponsor their things. Travel ball teams are like a big one I get all the time. You need to think about the fact they advertise, oh, you can have your name on your banner. We're realtors, guys. You can't have your name on a banner in another state because they're traveling. It does no good for you, right? So that marketing doesn't take you very far. However, when the little league team that only plays in your local community says, hey, we'll put your sign on a banner, and now every single family that comes up to the field every Saturday sees your banner hanging in the outfield, that's good marketing. That's name recognition. That goes into working by referral. And then whenever we buy merchandise, we put our logo. We gave out probably 4 years ago hoodies because our sphere was a lot smaller then. So our key 5 and 4 stars got hoodies, or people that requested them. I see them all over town. My kids actually hate it because other kids are wearing it to school and they get all embarrassed. But guess what? It's name recognition because they're walking billboards, right? And it's easier for that person that's in your sphere if somebody comes up and talks to them rather than them having to talk to them about real estate. Again, we're teaching them how to do it. Building your fan club, cards, cards, cards. Okay, it seems old fashioned, right? But we send a card every time on our team. If you want to comment on something for social media, it gets lost, especially if it's something big and important like a birthday. I mean, one year I think I had 1,000 birthday things on my feed or whatever. If you send a card, which nobody sends handwritten ancient cards, mail in their mailbox, what do people get in the mailbox? Political ads and bills. They're not excited. But if they get a card that might have a pop out butterfly or something fun in it, it's going to brighten their day and make them think of you better. So always send a card. If you feel like you want to comment on social media, nope, send a card. We actually on our team create cards with people's pictures from their social media. So say Johnny hit a home run and it's him holding the ball up and he's all excited. We print it out, make it into a greeting card, and send a card to Johnny saying how exciting that is. Because who throws away a picture of their kid? Nobody. They're going to hang it on the refrigerator. Every time they open the refrigerator, they're thinking about you. Be seen by your fan club. What we were talking about, Horak Realty Group logos everywhere. All right, so this is some of the pop by things that we do. If I'm going to spend money again, I don't want things that are just going to be thrown in the trash. So you see the 2 mugs, right? Before and after. We did a pop by once of Horak Realty. Well, it was before it was Horak Realty, it was just Ashley Horak. Mugs, and somebody was jealous they weren't in my fan club. And so they posted a picture with their obviously homemade one. Guess what? That person's now in my fan club and they're now part of our Realty Group. If they did that on social media, that means they definitely need a daggone mug, right? So, and then Christmas cookies, we put, the logo on oven mitts because most people don't throw away an oven mitt. You always need one. It's always in your drawer. So I know everybody's gonna give me hateful eyes. 90% of realtors that work by referral, what do they do for Thanksgiving? They give out pies. Everybody gives out pies. I think it's dumb personally because 9 times out of 10, when families go to grandma's house, they want grandma's unique pie. They don't want a pie from Costco. They want like the homemade pie, right? And then so then the pie goes in the trash. It's just not very well received because it's not outside of the box thinking. You have to be on your game with pop buys. So for instance, the bottom left corner, see the mask? We created, during COVID, we created a mask with our logo on it because everybody was looking for a daggone mask. Where's my mask at? So we mailed out, they're really lightweight. We mailed them out to all of our entire sphere, and I still stumble upon Horak Realty Group mask out in public, right? the best pop by we've ever done is your top right. That was when COVID first hit. And my assistant Becky and I were sitting in the office, and I was like, I feel like we need to do something, because that's the best pop by. Remember, like when the snowstorms come in, hurricanes come in, is when you can act fast and get it out, because it's the most meaningful. There was a toilet paper shortage. So I actually was at an event a year and a half later, and somebody goes, oh my God, you're the toilet paper realtor. Not that I would love to be known as a toilet paper realtor, but so many people posted that on social media. Actually, it got a little bit of negative attention because, see, we put it in the mailbox. Apparently that's a big no-no. And somebody posted on one of the community pages how it was illegal, but whatever, it got us lots of attention. And the other one that you see, this is when we first started and we were young, we egged people's yards with little ones. The Easter Bunny came, my assistant Becky, at like 12 o'clock at night, because again, it was a surprise. She almost got shot because people didn't know. But here we go. There's that. And then we did VIP. So anybody that's a 5-star that gives us a name throughout the year, this was our first VIP pop by. It's a wine advent calendar in December. So my dad actually made those out of wood. They got a lot of social media buzz. Again, anything needs to have social media buzz, but so anybody who gave us a name of somebody who closed got this. It was a little bit more pricey, but it was impactful, because then every day they're opening a bottle of wine. And again, the I'm anti-pie giveaway. So that year I made apple pie moonshine for all of my people for Thanksgiving, and hopefully they passed the jar around at Thanksgiving and people thought of me. All right, so then we also do we always do client events. I think we have a video in here. I don't know, Becky, do we have the video in here? Anyway, we're actually gearing up for our next Fall Fest. We are anticipating about 450 people to come to my house and enjoy the Fall Fest. That is our big event. It's the next slide, okay. So that is our big event that we do every year. We invite all of our 3s, 4s, and 5s. They come to my house. It is a very big event. It's almost grown to the point of like a wedding. The luau was my very first client appreciation event. We did it at a public park. We just had things out. We got people. It's great when they come to you. I was so scared when I first started doing it. I actually still to this point with Fall Fest, because you see the checks going out and I'm like, nobody's gonna show up. Oh my God, nobody's gonna show up, but they show up and it's amazing. We decided, so you see the people sitting under Adirondack chairs. That's at my house. So we decided those who support us, anybody who makes homemade goods that is a vendor of some kind, we allow them to come and sell their wares because they support us. Let me support you. We obviously don't charge them anything, but they can just set up like a true fall festival and it gets community engagement involved. I don't know where the heads came from. Oh, I think that was actually a KW event. KW used to do client events when we were there. So this is, I think I can just click it and show you guys the Fall Fest. So this is my house. We had some wind problems that day. Had a live band. That's the river she was talking about when we first started. Our house we did. We actually, it kind of sucked because it was really windy, so we had the video done like after the crowd had died down, but it's okay. We still got some marketing from it. We had a bar. I mean, it was a lot of fun. And then you could hear our national arms. Anyway, bounce house was set up for the kids, which I'm finding is a little bit of an insurance policy problem, but we'll get through it. So then that gives you the idea of the Fall Fest. So that's the Fall Fest. Hopefully tune in. November 2nd is our big Fall Fest this year. Tune in and see the new video this year. All right, so another big one that we do that's not a rose event, it's a reverse pop by. Everybody comes to us, right, for the rose event for Valentine's Day. How many husbands out there need flowers for their wives? They forget them or they don't buy them at all and the wife gets upset. So we give out roses. We're like, we got your back, man. We got your roses. So we do a rose event. I don't know, is this clickable? Maybe it is. Here's our rose event. We do every Valentine's Day. They come to our office or various places. I think that's just, I don't think it plays. Anyway, maybe it does. This is our rose event. We buy roses from Costco. We do them up and we hand them out. People sign up for their roses and we put them together, all of the girls on the team, and they do a drive-by and come pick up their roses from us. The nice thing with this pop by is you can control it. You know how many people, that was our office when it was under construction. You know how many people are coming, and they literally would drive up right in the front of it. Obviously, I dress like crazy because everybody's excited to come get the roses. They pull up and they get their roses and they take them home and give them to the people they love. And the nice thing about roses is they're going to sit on their counter for 2 weeks and they're going to think about you for 2 weeks. Oh, and we always have issues whenever we have an event with windiness. So there's that. And then the VIP holiday event is probably going to be the last. I'm almost done. Is probably one of our biggest ones, the most important ones, because these are the people that actually support Horak Realty Group. I think it's playing. Anyway, so, oh, here it is. This is actually at my house. So anybody who gave us a lead that created a paycheck for us, we had them over to my house. We had a caterer come, like, make, you know, obviously heavy appetizers. The biggest feature everybody seemed to love, we hired a bartender and she was making, of course we have a weenie charcuterie board, and she was making specialty cocktails for everybody. It really just was a good event. I have people that have been to my VIP Christmas event every year. There she is, that have been to my Christmas VIP event every year that will not miss it. Like, she can't. I had somebody recently come up to me that's in my sphere. She's obviously a 5-star, and she's like, I will not be there. You need to close on this buyer that I gave you because I have to be at your VIP event. So, you know, it's just, it creates a little bit of like, it creates some fun and energy around people wanting to give you leads because they want to be there. That's our most unique special event. It's very intimate. It's at my house this year. I think we're going to hire a pizza maker. Anyway. And then in the very end, you can have reasons or results, but you can't have both. That is my motto and everything. So you can complain and say there's a reason the market's failing. Interest rates are high. We can't sell houses, but really you're never gonna have results if you get on that gravy train. So get off of it, figure out a reason why you can succeed and stop figuring out reasons why you can't succeed. And I know that some of these pot pies seem really expensive, but I promise you, I've been doing this from when I was barely making money in real estate. All it takes is a little bit of thought and think about something that they're not just gonna throw away. And remember, ranking your people is so very important because we're spending money on them. They eat your dollar signs. So if you're going to spend, you know, $5 on some apple pie moonshine to give them at Thanksgiving, you want to make sure you're giving it to somebody who's also going to support you when we're talking about growing our business. But there's working by referral. Hopefully I hit the time correctly.
Didn't mean to share my screen. Yes, you did an awesome job, Ashley. Thank you. And I love your creativity with events. Like, I am one of those that did the pumpkin pie thing. Or the,
sorry, no hate.
No, it's okay.
Something. At least you're doing something.
It's okay, but you know, kind of now it's become the thing, right? Like everybody does it. And I felt like when we first started in my area, not many, I feel like we were the only ones, but anyway, I like the creativity because it makes it fun too. And they are memorable events. Like, it made me think of, I have a neighbor, she does she calls it sip and swap. And she's not a realtor, but she does, she has a specialty drink and we all bring 5 pieces of jewelry that we're not wearing anymore. And then we can pick 5 things and then the rest gets donated to, it's called Dress for Success. And so it's women that are getting back into the workforce for whatever reason and need nice clothing and jewelry. So we can bring that stuff. But I look forward to it every year. I don't need any more jewelry, but it's just like so fun.
Yeah.
And so
you can even do that for like housewares because we're realtors.
Yes.
Specialize in homes, right? Bring your favorite home, swap it out. Yeah.
That would be fun. Yes. So I love the creativity and I love the star rating system too, because KV Core does it that way, which is nice. So you don't have to figure out A, B, C. I like the stars. And it kind of tells you, right? They're like a 5-star person or, you know, instead of, oh, you're an A person, a B, you know, I like the stars. So really good. Does anybody have any questions for Ashley? I know you covered it so well. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, the roses. That's really cool. I love that too. Oh, you can use hashtags in KV Core. So you could do that too.
So we do use hashtags. That helps us. We did have a little snafu with this year's Fall Fest. I'm not gonna lie. We hashtag and create basically a campaign for invitations. So we sent out invitations for Fall Fest this year. It cost us like, I don't know, $800 because stamps are expensive with printing and everything else. Half of them didn't arrive. So then we
Oh,
had to send
shoot.
out a digital thing through KV Core. What ended up happening is we sent out a link for people to RSVP. It was supposed to go out to 800 and some people, only our threes, fours, and fives. Somehow it went out to all 3,000 of the people in our KV Core. Because I think KV Core is like currently moving to a new platform. And so
Yeah,
there's kinks going on right now, but it's okay.
sure.
Touch, it's a touch.
Yeah. You know what though? I love because you mentioned it multiple times, like, oh, this happened, but you do it anyway. Like stuff is going to happen and you just roll with it. Just like the toilet paper says, but you know, you just do it anyway. And I love that. One question, how do you manage your reach out with that many people, like weekly or monthly? How do you manage that if you have so many, you
So
know?
remember, I'm based in the foundation of Buffini, right? So Buffini gives you like a newsletter to send out. I didn't really love it because it wasn't unique and personalized. People probably got it and threw it in the trash. So we do our own digital newsletter, kind of like your goods, but for our local community, we put stuff in there and we put our children in there just because we want people to know us as people and not just like auto machines. So we do send out a newsletter every single month digitally. So that impacts like, really only our threes, fours, and fives are the ones that are getting like physical like items and invited to events. But there's other people that we get from open house leads or property boosts. We want they're getting our newsletter every month. And then we try to make at least 20 connections on people in our sphere every week. That would be like so for me, for birthday, I send out a birthday card, but then I also generally I try to very hard send out a video of me singing happy birthday to them that I text them. So when you're doing it consistently every single day, you end up touching everybody in your sphere. And as long as you're notating what you're doing in KV Core, because you will forget what you're doing with each person, you have it already noted and you can go in and see who have I not touched recently.
Yeah, very good. Love it. Well, Ashley, thank you so much. I love it. I love the creativity. It makes it fun. Like I want to come to the Fall Fest and yeah, all those things.
Apparently, we can have potentially 3,000 people there.
Yeah, right. You'll be like, what? Somebody even flew in. What the heck? Oh, yeah. Well, you guys, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to Ashley. But thank you so much for coming today. Reminder, every Monday we have this. Also, if you need anything, reach out. We're always happy to help. And we appreciate having you all in our organization. So